back to another Koze Daily Brew. Today I wanted to talk about if I were an animal, I would be a ... That's my thought starter today. I honestly, okay, I need to start this by just letting you guys in on something. I've talked about this, like I feel like I've mentioned this to you guys before at some point or another, but like when someone asks what's your favorite color or what's your favorite animal or what's your favorite day of the week, actually I feel like I know that one. Just in general, when people ask those types of questions, I always struggle to answer. I struggle to answer for a magnitude of reasons. I always die a little inside every time I bring my birth chart into this, but my moon is in Libra, so I'm a very like internally indecisive person. And so when someone's like, what's your favorite color? I'm like, I can tell you what my favorite color is today, because I feel like my mood is always shifting. So depending on what my mood is, that changes the favorite color, my favorite time, my favorite animal, my favorite everything. So for me to think like if I were to be one animal, it would be really hard because I feel like there's still so much of my life unlived to know that exactly what animal I'd be growing into. I think if I were to zoom out though, I guess this is my Koze Daily Brew, so I guess I can make the rules, but I'm gonna give two answers, surprise, and I'm gonna give you guys what animal I feel like I am right now, and then the animal that I feel like I am if I were to zoom out and look at my life very objectively. And I want you guys to also write down those answers down below too. Be sure to let me know what animal you guys feel like you are right now and what animal you would say your life is, like your sole purpose here on Earth, like what would that animal be or correlate to. So first things first, I feel like I would be lying if I said that my answers weren't going to be a little persuaded by my animal spirit deck, solely because I've been flipping from that deck for over a year now, and there's like all my favorite animals in that deck, and knowing just what the basic meanings are from that animal spirit deck, I feel like that's kind of what I'm sort of basing my answers off of a little bit. And so if I were to look at my life objectively, I would definitely say that there's one animal in particular that has been my favorite for a very long time. And when I think about what it means in the animal spirit deck, and I think about how it's kind of theming some things going on in my life right now, even to just maybe some a book I'm working on that's very close to completion, it would be probably the elephant. Let me get my animal spirit book, and that will give me way better ways to answer kind of the meaning behind why. Okay, so in the animal spirit deck, this is the deck I was talking about, by the way. If you guys are curious, I can link it down below. So it's weird because the elephant is a fire sign, which is normally like very against water signs, and I'm a water sign, but here it is. Elephant is unstoppable and wise. To bring it into balance, the mantra is trust, which I guess that even that is very interesting depending on how long, like basically over a year ago now, I read Sacred Powers, and it's a book by David G. I highly recommend it, but one of the coolest things about it is at the end of the book, you get your list of sacred powers that you kind of unknowingly are drawing up through the book. And the number one sacred power of mine was trust. And I've really brought that with me since, and it's kind of interesting because even just like my tattoo being faith, like I feel like the faith tattoo is kind of similar to, I wouldn't consider myself to be a religious person, but I put faith there in the sense of trust. It's kind of like having faith in yourself and having faith in the universe, or having trust in yourself and trust in the universe. And so I guess that's always kind of been my challenge. If I were to think of all of the things that I've ever gone through with myself and my soul, and just like anything that I've ever had to like push through resistance wise and lessons that I've had to learn, it's always kind of boiled back down to trusting things outside of my control, but also trusting myself and my ability to do and be the best version of myself. And so trust, I guess that's kind of partly why, and I guess we'll find out if, because I plan on sticking around with you guys for a very long time, we'll find out if trust continues to be kind of like the sacred power that rules my life. But the other reason why I would say elephant is a few different other reasons. So growing up, my Nana always really loved elephants. There was always elephants all around the house, like her house growing up, and that was where I spent a lot of my time, was at my Nana's and Papa's house. And then the other thing is, every time I seem to find or see an elephant around me, I always get this overwhelming feeling like my Papa's around, and that's a really comforting feeling for me, because even just the fact that elephants are wise, I don't know if that's the correlation or what, or when I think of elephants, not elephants, when I think of elephants, I picture just like gold wisdom, and just like, I picture all the things I picture when I think of my Papa. So that correlation as well. But then also too, there's this little mind trick that I like to do where I zoom out sometimes, and if I'm ever kind of like going through anything, or I I don't know, like if I just need a piece of advice that I know needs to come from myself, but I feel like I'm kind of not able to find it, is I'll do this meditation where I go and I sit on this front porch with like a nice country house with long rolling fields. The sun's always kind of setting, and I'm chilling on the front porch with my old me. Like I'm like 80, 90, I don't know, around that age. And I'll always ask that version of me the advice that I'm looking for. And when I think about that version of me too, I'm like, she just seems like an elephant. Like she seems like somebody who, when she's like 80, 90, she's gonna have like a force to her and like a presence to her, but like a wisdom and like I would hope a humbleness to her. And I think that's why when I think about my life objectively, I picture elephants. Also too, that elephants are like, well, they're vegetarians and they love their little family chores and just, yeah. So I guess elephant. If I were to say any animal objectively my whole life, it would be elephant. So if I were to be an animal right now, there's this card that I keep on pulling in the animal spirit deck, and it is a water sign. And every time I pull it, I get this like overwhelming joy, and I can't explain it. So the animal that I would say I most feel like I'm correlating or like connecting to at this moment in my life would be the dolphin. And every time I've pulled this card over the last few weeks, I'm always like, there you are again. I see you. And I feel like it's because the thing about dolphins, so they're known for being innately intelligent, healers, light, and blessings. And when in balance, they can be an active healer and they have a strong spiritual practice. When out of balance, they underestimate their power, and to bring yourself into balance, like-minded spirits. And basically the whole idea is that, so dolphin personalities are often drawn to the healing arts as they are sensitive to the subtle and enjoy working on the levels of the spirit. It's easy for dolphin types to underestimate the impact that they make in the world. These creatures play such an important role in the wheel of karma, and that this card can indicate a profound blessing is on the way. And so I feel like if I were to think of any animal that's just like were to theme this chapter of my life right now, I would choose dolphin because one, I feel like I've done a double dip back into all of these like spiritual practices and healing arts right now, and I feel like I've really turned it into these Koze dailies, and I'm turning it into a lot of things in my journal and a lot of, like I said, like a book that I'm working on, and just like all of those things. I've been doing a lot of like healing practices. And the dolphin in general too, it's known for like they're good communicators, they're a water sign, and they're like the puppies of the sea. And also too, just the idea of, there was one word in particular, active healer and strong spiritual practice. Like I feel like those are just like two big things going on in my life right now. Like I feel like I've been doing a lot of spiritual practice that has led to a lot of healing, and it's just put me in such a really kind of like happy, just like place in my life, and a very sunny place in my life. And for some reason that just like correlates to dolphins for me. Like they're just like the most cute little puppies of the actual sea. And so if I could be anything right now, I guess I would be a puppy of the sea. So let me know what your guys' animals are down below. What would you say your overall soul's journey here on earth animal is, and then the chapter you're in right now. Also, I pulled some animal spirit cards this morning, and actually the one that I pulled for this week was the crocodile. And the crocodile is also a mood because it's about like cooling off and collecting your energy and just kind of like slowing life down a little bit. And I feel like even that is a mood. So many animals. Of course, I'm sorry, my Libra moon had to give you 3 answers, and I'm also dying inside by the fact that I always blame things on my birth chart, but hey, what did you expect? I mean, you guys have been around long enough to know that these aren't surprising things anymore. So there you guys have it. If you were to be an animal, what would you be? Leave me your comment down below. I'm so intrigued to hear what animals end up popping up in the comment section. And aside from that, I hope you guys enjoyed today's Koze Daily Brew, and I will see all of you guys in tomorrow's. Bye guys.